Alright, so in a recent video, I talked about applying the attributes of one wall to an adjacent wall by touching both of them at the same time. And I touched on a particular part of that where touching a wall would allow you to target another wall from further away than you normally could. So for example, this wall right here in front of me, it exists at x-coordinate 1462, and I can target it if I'm right against it. If I back up even a little bit to like 1460, that doesn't work. The distance between you and a wall actually needs to be exactly 0 in order to target it. Except if Link is also touching another targetable wall, such as this one to his left. Now, if I move backwards from the wall to my left, as much as actually around 9.5 units, a little bit more than that actually, can go down to like 9.54 or 9.56. So for example, this is 9.53 units away from this wall to my right. I can still target this wall, even though I'm very far away from it, right? So I'm applying the fact that I'm touching any wall, and Link still detects this wall, even though he's not touching it. And I can apply the targetability to this wall from a distance. Now, an interesting part about this is that it applies to things aside from just targeting. If I am grabbing a ledge from midair, then I also need to be right up against a wall to do it. For example, this ledge above my head. If I'm all the way against this wall at z-coordinate 342, I float in the air, and I just have to hold left for one frame, and he grabs, right? Now, if I back up a little bit, say z-coordinate 340, and I float in the air, and I hold into the ledge for one frame, that does not happen, right? So I actually need to be touching a ledge in order to grab it, except for if you're already touching another wall. So for example, like this wall and this jump. This is a jump we do all the time in glitchless runs, and an interesting fact about it is that it only works from this corner. If I go ahead and do it right now, Link grabs the ledge. It's very easy, but if I move away from this wall to my left just a little bit and do the exact same jump, it does not work. Now the reason for that is exactly what I just showed, is that we can grab ledges remotely and detect that ledge from further away than we normally could by touching any other wall, namely this one. So I'll do this with an inverted camera here so you can see. All the way here, and we're jumping frame by frame. Now notice the z-coordinate is 154.5. The very next frame, Link is going to grab that ledge to his right, even though the wall to his right is very far away. Now normally that distance needs to be 0, and we grabbed it from super far away. That wall exists at z equals 138, and we grabbed it from z equals 154. That's 16 units away, when normally that number needs to be 0. Now actual collision with walls works the same way. If I target this wall at x equals 14.62, I back up a little bit from it, I walk into it, Link very quickly accelerates into the wall and touches that wall at 14.62 and stops. Now if I go over here, have myself touch both the wall in front of me and the wall to my left, I back up a little bit. Now Link is detecting the wall to his left, and so he thinks he's running into a wall, and he can detect the wall in front of him from further away than he normally could. And if we run forward, he very slowly accelerates into the wall. Now, I don't know if this works from the same distance as the targeting thing. It does. If we exceed 9.5 units from the wall, same as it would work for targeting, then it doesn't work. But as soon as we reach that moment where we're within like remote range of the wall, then he starts accelerating very slowly. Accelerating normal, and then all of a sudden accelerating very slowly. So I'm not really sure how we can apply this knowledge elsewhere, but I did find it interesting that Link can detect walls from far away if he's already touching another wall.